Well, good morning. Welcome to another edition of Take 5. It is Saturday, July 16th, 2011, and I don't think she watches this program, but I want to wish happy birthday to my youngest daughter, Leela, and I will be seeing her in just a few minutes. Going down to the mall, going to get her a Build-A-Bear for her birthday and have some good time with her. Love you so much. Mwah! She is 9 years old today. We are in Mark chapter 1, verse 29. And immediately he left the synagogue and entered the house of Simon and Andrew with James and John. Now Simon's mother-in-law lay ill with a fever, and immediately they told him about her. And he came and took her by the hand and lifted her up, and the fever left her, and she began to serve them. That evening at sundown they brought to him all who were sick or oppressed by demons, and the whole city was gathered together at the door. And he healed many who were sick with various diseases, and cast out many demons. And he would not permit the demons to speak, because they knew him. Well, we saw Jesus' power over Satan as far as demonic possession yesterday. And today we're seeing Jesus' power over Satan again with demonic possession, but we're also seeing his power over physical illness. And it starts with Simon's mother-in-law. Now I'm just going to make a real brief comment here. You know, Simon is also Peter, and one of the largest religious groups in the world claims that Peter was the first pope and that Peter was never married. Well, I got to tell you this, as somebody who was formerly married, it would be pretty rough to have a mother-in-law and not actually be married. So anyway, just my thoughts there. But we're dealing with Simon's mother-in-law, and she's sick. And you get the feeling that Jesus spent a lot of time at this house. This is probably Peter and Andrew's and their mother's house. It was sort of his home base. We know he said the Son of Man has no place to lay his head, which means he didn't have his own home. So it seems to be that this was one of his primary resting places, and so he was there and he was doing some teaching and things like that, but he was also doing some healing, and he healed Simon's mother-in-law. She was sick, and notice her response. She gets completely healed and she begins to serve them. And whenever God has done something for us, that should be our response. We should want to serve him, and we should want to serve other people. That is serving him, is by serving his people. And then, so it's been a long day already if you look at everything he's done. And you keep seeing this word immediately in the book of Mark. And that's just kind of the way the Mark writes, is everything goes bang, 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 bang. So he's done all this, and then at evening, at sundown, so it's been a long day. It says the whole town comes out to him, basically, the whole city. And he heals pretty much everybody. He says he heals many. Now, that doesn't mean he didn't heal them all. It just means there were plenty of them. So he healed them with various diseases, cast out many demons, but he didn't let the demons speak. See, the demons knew who he was, and we talked about that yesterday, and he wasn't quite ready for all the attention that would come on him, because the people would want to make him king, and the physical king and not spiritual king. They would want him to rule over them, and that's not what he was here to do. He came here to spend some time with us, to go to a cross, die, and be raised from the dead. So it was not time for the opposition yet, so he made the demons be quiet. And they obeyed him. Anyway, the point here is Jesus is powerful. Now, Jesus isn't around today doing this kind of stuff, and nobody, okay, I know this is controversial, nobody's around today doing this kind of stuff. You don't see anybody healing everybody. You don't see any of these so-called healers healing the whole city, casting out demons. You don't see Benny Hinn. Whoa, I mentioned a name. You don't see Benny Hinn going to the hospitals and healing everybody. Jesus eradicated disease from that part of Israel. Basically, there were no more diseases once his ministry was over. And you just don't see anybody doing that today. The fact is, we do have cases of healings. Sometimes God chooses to heal people. Usually he chooses to heal through natural means, not instantaneously like Jesus did with Simon's mother-in-law or like all these other people. Usually today God chooses to heal through doctors and hospitals and medications and time and rehabilitations and things like that. There have been certainly cases where there was instantaneous healing, but those cases are rare, and you certainly can't count on them. You know what you can count on? Death. The Word of God says it's appointed for man once to die. So you cannot count on healing, and you can certainly pray for it, and I believe in praying for it. I pray for that for a lot of people, and ask for it, but it's up to God. So anyway, hopefully that helped you. He is powerful, and He certainly can heal, and we certainly should pray for Him to heal. More importantly, though, He heals spiritual diseases, which is sin and the things that we deal with that are much more important. Come back tomorrow for the next edition of Take 5. And again, happy birthday, Leela.